Hi everyone and welcome to the part 4 of the tutorial about how to make your own add-on in Minecraft Pocket Edition. Today the goal is to go through the loot tables in Minecraft and to understand how they work and also to be able to make your own loot table. What is a loot table? Just a little reminder. For example, you can have what we call the def loot, okay, which is the group of items that you obtain from a mob when you kill it, for example. You know, when you kill a cow in Minecraft, you usually obtain leather and sometimes you obtain beef also. When you kill a sheep, you obtain mutton and wool. But when you kill a chicken, you have some chances to obtain feather and chicken. So you see, these are different def loot, okay, and they are all related to some loot tables. And the thing is, you probably noticed that when you kill a cow, sometimes you will obtain leather, and sometimes you don't have it, okay? And sometimes you obtain, for example, two beef, and sometimes you only get one. Why? Because the coding is made in this way. So today, you will understand how it works, but first of all, you will need to obtain the Minecraft default files. So how to obtain these? Go on your navigator and I will show you where you can find them easily. You want to search for Gamepedia. It's like the combination of game and Wikipedia. And you write add-on. You see the first choice? Select it and you should be on this page. The link will be in the description if you want. It will be easier for you to find it. There is a little description about what are add-ons in general, but what really interests us is really down. You see a template section. Sorry about this. You have vanilla resource pack and vanilla behaviors pack. Vanilla is the name of the default Minecraft features, okay? So you want these, so you click on it and it will automatically download it. You can also click on the behaviors and when they will both be ready, we will open them and put them on your home screen. So this should be okay. So you see, open in the folder. This you can quit internet and then take this, put it on your home screen. Same thing for the behaviors. So let's jump into the one that is called Vanilla Behavior Pack. Okay. So you see you have a lot of folders. You can always study them by yourself if you want to learn more. But I really suggest that before you apply any changes, you watch the videos, okay? All of these will be watched when it will be the right time. But what interests us today is loot tables. And in loot tables, you will have to go directly to entities. Okay, that's the one that interests us. And these are all the def loot for all the mobs in Minecraft, and you can access them now. So for example, let's see the bat, okay? You know, when you open the bat, you see there is nothing, okay? Only two braces. And that's the reason why when you kill a bat in Minecraft, you obtain nothing, okay? But you can change this by adding some items here, okay? But I'll show you by the end of the video how to make your own loot table. Let's see, for example, the blaze. You know, when you kill a blaze, you have some chance to obtain blaze rod. And yeah, you see? So the blaze rod. Why? Because it's coded in this way. And as I said earlier, when you kill, for example, the chicken, you have some chance to obtain feathers and chicken. Okay? So you see the tables are different for each mob, and that's why the loot are different when you play in game. Now, let's make some little changes, okay? For example, or no, before I will show you a little more details about these, okay? Let's see, for example, the cow. You see, you have the leather and you have the beef, okay? But notice that it's not simply like you go there and you write anything and it will appear. You see, there is a specific structure about it, and what I'll do is I will take the file and I will drop it out of the folders, okay? I will minimize this, and you see now you can access them and make some changes in it. So let's see. It always starts with this little symbol that is called a brace, and look at this, it finish also with a brace, okay? It's very important, it should always be like this. Then you have pools. Pools, in fact, it's like a kind of component that you see that means that there is a lot of choices after, okay? And the game will open the file like cow, and it will look uh, all the possibilities that are in the file, and it will choose some random values in it, okay? But now, what are these possibilities, okay? Just look at this. You see, there is a brace, and there is another brace right here, okay? And you know what? I will open it in uh, Notepad++, okay? So select your file, right click on it, and you have the option edit with Notepad++. So you see the structure is completely different when you read it with this application. And what is nice about it is that, see, when you are close to a symbol, it will put the second symbol in red, okay? What do I mean is, for example, if you take this square, it will show you the corresponding square, you see? So it's a good way for you to know where a segment stops. So you see, this stops here, and then when you go here, it's a new segment, okay? Now, this, I really hope you are able to see it, okay, with the color, but in other cases, we could also change the color. And you know what? I will change it, okay? I'm sorry, it shouldn't be long. In fact, I will show you if you want to change the colors. You go in the settings, style configurator, and you have to, you see, when you will enter, it will look like this, okay? But then you have to scroll down until you obtain JSON, okay? When you're at JSON, these are in different colors, and you will just have to change the color. When you click, for example, you have these, and you can click on the one you want, okay? And after you do save and close. So that's how you apply the change. So, uh, where was I? Yes, this is one of the segment, okay? Which means that this is the first thing that the cow will drop when it dies, and then it will give you a second group of thing, which is this one, okay? But how they work, you see, there is this roles and one. Uh, I'll be honest with you, I never really did anything with this, but if I remember correctly, it's like how many times it will drop this function, but I'm really not sure, okay? I would have to verify. And then you have the entries. The entries are the choices of item that it will drop, okay? Right here you can see that there is only one entry, and this entry is the letter, okay? That is in this segment. But just to show you an example, if you want, for example, to have a choice between this and something else, you would have to add another entry. So, for example, if I select these, Control C to copy it, and then you add a comma, okay, and you press enter, and then oh wait, I think I have to take it up to here and Control V. You see? So it copy pasted what I needed, and here we could write, for example, bone. Okay. So now Control S to save. What it means? It means that the first thing it will drop is leather or bone. Okay, and then it will drop some beef. Now, you see there are other things right here, like the functions, okay? What are functions? Oh yeah, by the way, you see, the weight here is 1. What does it mean? It means that it has 1 chance to drop this, okay? And here the chance is equal because it's also 1. If you want something to be dropped with more chances, for example, you want the probability to be higher with leather, then you would change this, let's say, for 3, okay? So this means that it has now more chances to drop leather when it dies than bone, okay? And if you put something like, let's say, 9, well, it has a lot of chance to drop this instead of this. But there is also a small chance for this, okay? Now let's say we want to have something special, okay? We'll put 9 for leather, and we will also put 9 for the bone, okay? Or let's say 5, okay? So it has more chance to drop leather than bone. And let's say we want to add something special, so Control C. I go here, I put a comma, Control V, and we'll put a diamond, okay? Diamond. And this will be 1. Now, what does it mean? It means that it has a very small chance to drop a diamond when it dies, but most of the time it will be leather and possibly bone, okay? And then after all of these, it will give you beef, okay? So this is how it works. But then, what are the functions? Okay, you see there are some functions here. The first function I want to show you is set count, okay? This is the name of the function and it should always be written this way. In fact, there are a lot of kinds of functions. You see, this one is set count, this one is looting enchant. What's the difference? In fact, set count is to determine how many of these items you want. So for example, here, if the cow decides to drop leather when it dies, it will give you a minimum of 0 and a maximum of 2 leather, okay? Which means that you could easily change this. For example, you want to have at least 1, simply change the minimum for 1. If you want to have only 1 value, you can simply do this, okay? If you put the same value for the minimum and the maximum, it means that you will have the same, this exact value, okay? You could also decide to just get rid of minimum and maximum and put the number you want. I will show you after, okay? So here I will just put it to 4 instead, okay? So you have a chance to obtain 1 to 4 leather when the cow dies. Then the looting enchant. This is when you kill the cow with something that has the looting enchantment, okay? For example, your sword. So if you enchant your sword with the looting enchant, it has a chance to give you 0 to 1 more leather, okay? So for example, it gives you 4, but you have the looting enchantment. It means that you could have up to 5 leather in general, okay? But let's say you want to have something that is always a certain number, okay? Then you would have to remove the brace that is here and the corresponding one, okay? So I'm gonna delete this and I will replace it, let's say something very OP, 5, okay? So this means that it can give you 1 to 4 letter, but if you have the looting enchant, it will give you 5 more letters. So you can have a total of 9 letter if you are very lucky, okay? Now for the bone, um, let's say you don't want to have the looting enchantment or you don't really care about it, then you can simply delete it. So you see, you select the corresponding braces and you need to remove the space that is here. So go up to the comma, okay? You should never, okay, listen carefully, you should never let a comma uh, if there is no option after, okay? Never, because the file will just not be read, okay? So you have this function, and by the way, if you remove this function, okay, you will obtain 1 bone only, okay? Because the default value is 1. So let's do this, for example, the diamond, okay? If you are lucky and you obtain the diamond, let's say you will obtain, you see, I'm currently removing the functions, okay? So you see, you have no more functions. And at this point, you could simply remove functions. So you take this and you go here, okay? And as I said, you must delete the last comma, okay? Because there is no option in the same box, you see? So this means that if the cow drop a diamond, it will drop only 1 diamond because the default value is 1, okay? And as I said, okay, the weight is only the probability to drop this item instead of the others. So, for example, if you want to have the diamond, you could put something like 100, and it means that you are almost sure to obtain a diamond instead of a bone and a leather. But we want to be lucky, so we will only put 1. I mean, we want it to be very rare and to be obtained if we are lucky, okay? So now, this was the first lot of item, okay? Now, when the cow drop one of the 3 items that I showed you, so leather, bone, or diamond, it can also drop this, okay? It's another segment. So you see, this one is for beef, and there is no options, so it means that it would give you beef. And here is the function set count, you see? And it's 1, 2, 3. So this means that when you kill the cow, you are sure to obtain at least 1, okay? If we put this to 0, it means that there is a chance that you obtain no beef at all, okay? But we will let it to 3. Then you have another function. The function is called furnace smelt. And this is when you kill if the mob dies because of, how can I say this? For example, the mob is in fire and it dies while being in fire. It can be when you hit it with a sword of fire, or it can be with an arrow of fire, or for example, if it dies because of a lightning and it catches in fire, well, the beef that you obtain will be cooked, okay? So I think it's great. It can work with any item that can go in the furnace, okay? So yeah, so we can let it there. And you see here are the conditions. Conditions go after the function, okay? And oh, just one little detail, okay? You see, function here, it has no, like, it has no square, okay? You see, it's already the quotation marks. Why? Because there is only one value after, okay? Here, it's because when you open this function, you see, when you close it, for example, it closes all the rest, okay? When you open it, it shows you all the possibilities, okay? And this is one of the function. Then you have the second function and a last one, okay? So this function, we saw it. We saw the furnace smelt, but you see there is a condition for this. The condition, it says that, you see this, entity properties. Entity is this, so it means that it's the entity itself. And the properties is on fire, which means that the animal has to be on fire to obtain this, okay? And finally, the looting enchant that I talked about a bit earlier. It's the number of items that you will obtain if you have the looting enchant. So you have a chance to obtain 0 more or 1 more, okay? So this is what you need to know for the cow, and we could put this in the game to try it. So what I'll do, I'll try it by myself and I will show you. But it's not today that you will learn how to put the things in your game, okay? Because I really want you to understand how the files work before you do any changes to the game. Because sometimes if you don't really master the things, you can create a bug and sometimes it can even crash. So yeah. So that's it. And if you ever want to create your own loot table, my suggestion for the first ones that you will create, I suggest you take a default file such as the cow and you go and make the changes that you want, okay? Um, so let's say you want something, I'll show you an example, okay? So I quit this and I'll go in my behaviors and I'll take, for example, the chicken, okay? So I select it, drag it, and put it there. It's right here, and open it. So you see, you want, for example, to change the chicken, or it can also be applied to another creature, okay? But I will show you next time how to make it, okay? But for example, you want to have at least one feather. And then let's say we want to have, oh, I'm sorry, okay? I will open it in Notepad++. It will help you to understand. So let's say you want to obtain a gold ingot, for example. So select this, up to this, Control C to copy it. You put a comma, and you skip a line. Then you press on Control V to copy it, and you can apply the changes that you want. So for example, let's write gold, and then I do the underscore, ingot. Oops, ingot. Control save, and you see now you have some chances to obtain these, okay? And let's say we want more chance to obtain the gold ingot, and we will put this to 3, for example. Then you see the chicken has the same thing that the cow as the cow, okay? If you kill the chicken and it catches fire, it will cook the chicken, okay? And you have the looting enchant, okay? So that's a little change that you can make. There is also another function that is not here, but you can find it in the Elder Guardian. I will show it to you, okay? So if you want to use it at a certain point, Elder Guardian is here. See? The Elder Guardian. There is a function that is called killed by player. See? In fact, it's not a function, it's a condition. So this means that you would have to, for example, take this and you could copy and paste it in the good place, okay? So in your conditions. But if you're not sure how it all works and you need more information, don't worry. I will come back on this on the next video, okay? It's just that right now it's been a lot of time and I don't want to make this video too long. So I will come back on this on the next episode because there are some other things that I want to show you also in this, okay? So that's all for now and I see you in the next episode.